Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I know that you guys said in the comments of the preview, keep the setup, you like it. We've got a little bit of foliage, leafage, whatever you want to call it behind me. And we are straight off the back of Chelsea going to Tottenham, 3-point lane and winning 1-0. There were two players in particular that impressed me in that match. In fact, everybody I thought was very impressive. But of course, I want to hold my hands up here and say that in the 6 Things We Learnt video, I don't think I gave Caicedo the credit and the justice that he duly deserved. He deserved the blue box. I got it wrong. We were in a rush trying to get reviews out, trying to, get Paul Cannavale in there, get all of that stuff done, and I missed the boat. So I'm sorry, okay? Please forgive me. And once you've forgiven me, smack a like on the video and subscribe to GBFC if you haven't already done so. It's amazing what can happen, Off the back of Sunderland, which felt like burying my head in my flipping hoodie like this, don't want to be seen for weeks on end, to beating Tottenham away, and all of a sudden, everything feels good and rosy again, doesn't it? We are not quite in the top 4 right now due to goal difference reasons, but the win absolutely closes that gap, and it sets us up now to actually go on some sort of a run. And another man, we're going to talk about Caicedo in a little moment, but another man who I think deserves a lot of praise, not necessarily because he had loads to do, but Robert Sanchez was really good against Spurs. Distribution-wise, he was quick, he was sharp, he was on it. And this is something that Robert Sanchez has said himself about how he feels right now at Chelsea. I feel confident. I am fit and at my best. I have always felt settled because the club always told me I am number 1. But on a personal level and my performance, I have to say yes. This is the most settled he has been at Chelsea. This felt like a quote, and then all of a sudden it was kind of reported as if it wasn't actually saying that exactly. But yes, I would say right now, despite the Man United moment, which again, when that moment happened, it was kind of like all of the credit in the bank that Sanchez had got. Imagine it's like you're running a bathtub. That's how I've been thinking about this with Robert Sanchez, okay? All of a sudden, all of that water, nice bath, nice warm water, you go in there, you soak after a long day at work or whatever. That Man United mistake was like pulling the plug before you've even got in the bath. That's how it felt for me with Robert Sanchez. And it was almost expected. But then I also think that is me using all of that old Robert Sanchez form that I wasn't happy with, that I wasn't impressed with, and not really giving him the credit he deserves, because there's been so many questions, right? And there's no denying last summer at the beginning of the transfer window, before we had all of this window closure, Club World Cup, all of that nonsense, Chelsea did want to sign Mike Maignan. There's no one out there that can say that we didn't. We obviously had all of the stories about, oh yeah, we're happy with the keepers. We've got Jorgensen, we've got Sanchez, and then obviously Mike Penders will be back come next summer. But I do think Sanchez deserves a lot of credit here at Chelsea at the moment, because I think when he looks on it, and you guys have heard my theory with Rob Sanchez, but when he does look on it and he's got that distribution right, whether it is he's got the ball in his hands and he's throwing it out, or with his kicking, Chelsea just seem like we play at a higher tempo. And I think Sanchez at the moment looks more commanding when it comes to how he commandeers his box. I think he's looking a lot more confident in the way that he actually comes and tries to claim the ball. And I think it's a huge sign when we talk about the defence, which this time last week, post-Sunderland, I was here saying defensively, we have got problems. Never really questioned the fact that we can put the ball in the net. We know that we can do that. We know that we can score. Now we've got Joao Pedro back on the score sheet, which is big. But I think the defensive worries become easier to manage and easier to improve when Rob Sanchez is confident and playing at his best in goal. So shout out to big Robert. Let's move now. Chelsea want to talk with Moises Caicedo for a new contract, but it's not something they have to do in the next hours. Caicedo is very happy at the club, and this is the mutual feeling between Moises and Chelsea. Caicedo's happiness right now is probably the most important thing Chelsea can have. Eunice and I were doing a video today on Shootout. Link in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big watch-along coming for Karabag on Wednesday, and afterwards for Liverpool, Real Madrid. It's going to be a big stream. We were talking about how Caicedo at this point, it's almost like he's a robot. It's like AI. If you think Erling Haaland is a robotic striker, Caicedo is a robotic midfielder. Chelsea need to do everything that we can as a football club to facilitate him being here for years. Because if he is, he's only, 24? He was 24 last Friday, I think it was. Late happy birthday. Brilliant birthday performance from Caicedo. If we keep this man happy, pay him what he deserves. If there's anybody at Chelsea right now that deserves I'm not saying break the structure, but we might have to give him something serious, because the way that he's performing, I don't think there's going to be any club in world football, and I'm talking here about your powerhouses, your Real Madrids. Can I put Barcelona in that category? Absolutely not. Where do they get their money from? PSG, they're going to be looking at this geezer. If there is any move for Vitinha, João Neves, Chelsea need to do everything to keep him. If Caicedo is happy, I'm happy. All right, we're at that point now where we used to say that phrase with N'Golo Kante. The man was always happy, therefore I'm happy. It's the same with Caicedo. That performance against Tottenham was sublime. We've run out of words that we can use, superlatives. There is not enough in the dictionary, in any language, to talk about this guy any higher than he deserves. He's been so good. And obviously, I'll reference a video that I made a while back, okay, where I was doing the Declan Rice Caicedo comparison video, and I made a dreadful claim in that video, which again, I always hold my hands up for this. I don't mind referencing it myself and bringing it into the forefront of your minds again. I said about leadership. I said about, does he have those intangibles that a Declan Rice has? I think Caicedo's also growing in that element. When you look at the Tottenham performance, so much of the work Caicedo did was in the Spurs half. Now, we're talking here about someone that we consider a defensive midfielder. All right, Caicedo, 25 passes he attempted in the Tottenham half. 22 of them were successful. He's becoming so much more influential further up the pitch. And that is, I think, where Chelsea right now, when the defence are able to play on the front foot, I think Wesley Fofana deserves credit for the weekend as well. Because I think when he is in the team, as much as I don't know how long he's going to stay in the team because of injuries, he's a front foot aggressive defender, which enables Caicedo to also be slightly more on the front foot because he's protected behind him. He can risk going up the field a little bit more to win the ball because the chances are someone's going to be able to step up and intercept it if the Tottenham player wins it back and tries to play it between the lines. Or if it isn't Spurs, I think it could be anybody. Now, obviously, a week ago I said Achampong and Chalobah. Right now it's changing all the time. Maresca's changing it all the time. But that Fofana performance was really good. Let's see if we can build upon that moving forward. Obviously, Qarabag, there'll be a preview for that tomorrow on GBFC. But there is one more story here. And it's about, you guys ask me this question all the time, Chelsea's front of shirt sponsor. All right, now, Keith Winus on Chelsea FC front of shirt sponsor. I think they're going to have to get something signed at 45 million quid. I expect it to be signed very soon. Now, I don't know about you lot, but I'm getting a little bit tired of this, okay? Now, obviously on GBFC, we do have the discount code GBFC10 for the Mega Store. And I know so many of you, I don't know who it's going to be, okay? Maybe it's going to be Nike Court. I'd love that. I'd love a good old Nike Court football flipping top. Why not, mate? I don't know who it's going to be. Okay, none of us do. But it is important that we get this signed, right? Obviously, the season is now fully fledged and underway. We're 10 matches in. 45 million, considering we are already over 25% of the way into the season. Now, obviously, at the end of last week as well, Chelsea did complete the signing of David Fallows, who is now going to be part of the leadership team working with Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart. It is very important that Chelsea can get significantly better at sorting all of this stuff out because we're losing so much revenue from not having a front shirt sponsor. Now, I said to Eunice, all right, he's sat over there. He's been politely sat, patiently waiting on his phone. He's drinking some water now. Eunice, come behind me. I want to know your prediction here because we have deliberated. And I think we've had so much time to talk about front of shirt sponsors. Who's it actually going to be, Eunice Talks Football?
Shootout.
Serious answers, please. Where's this money coming from?
Mate, we got to find someone fast.
We do.
Who's it going to be? This is the problem. We don't know. But we've not been.
This is the best analysis ever.
We've not been told anything. Look, we were told about Qatar Airways. We were told about Riyadh Air. Like, we moved the badge up. We were thinking, oh, hang on, Riyadh Air, because their logo's tall. That's
Yeah.
going to fit, so we got to put the badge up.
Who's it going to
But it's
be?
not. And now we're hearing. I mean, Mercedes were mentioned really briefly. Now,
That would be nice,
we heard
wouldn't it?
Oracle, Red Bull, like.
I think a
At
big
this point,
sponsor would be great.
My Dubai, if you can come in 0+, like put in a bid. Like,
9+
we're
alkaline
looking
water.
for 65 million a year, please. That
Well,
would be
they're
great.
saying here something around 45 mil. I think the 65 million for the
45?
season is gone now
No,
because
for the season,
it's
you're
too
right.
late.
For this, no, but I don't know about you, and this is what I've mentioned in the past now, is that I reckon for the remainder of the season we might get like a 1-year sponsorship.
Yeah, and then go
And
for the
then go for a
long-term one.
long-term. Maybe sponsors are looking and going, they want to know if we're going to get Champions League football again, and they want to be sure. I don't know.
Chelsea are in that predicament right now where the whole Champions League thing, people don't want to celebrate Champions League as a trophy because it isn't. Chelsea should be looking to win the Premier League, which obviously gets you in the Champions League season by season. Chelsea have been looking for a long-term sponsorship deal. That's why we haven't managed it yet. You're spot on. It's because sponsors are looking at Chelsea and thinking, will they consistently get Champions League?
There's another thing as well, though.
Tell us.
74 charges, apparently. Or...
Oh, don't. We don't.
Don't know what they're talking about.
I think we should be able to get away with all of them, shouldn't we?
No, but we done nothing. There's nothing to get away from.
There's still a lot of question marks about things that are going on behind the scenes right now, but that Tottenham win has set us up for the remainder. We go into Qarabag and then Wolves at the weekend, and then it, of course, is another international break. My stomach is going, mate.
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
That Erling Haaland.
That is...
the machine.
We need to go for some food. Short little news video today. Let us know who you think the front shirt sponsor is going to be. Coca-Cola? I don't care at this point. We need the money. We need the dollar because we still might need to make some signings in the future. And we are stuck, of course, with the UEFA settlement. That means we can't spend over 20 million net. But anyway, make sure you subscribe to Shootout. The link is in the description. Eunice and I have been in here this morning recording Premier League reviews, Champions League previews. And Eunice, what will we be doing for the Qarabag game?
Big watch long, Qarabag Chelsea, and then that's going to continue as a marathon into Liverpool versus Real Madrid and PSG Bayern Munich. So you're going to catch our reaction to those as well as in the middle of that, you're still going to get our reviews without the watch long stopping.
Big dips in
So
and
make sure
out.
you're there.
Let's go. See you in the next one.